Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Alleged gun spent Don killed in gun attack. Two men are now dead following a late afternoon gun attack in Morgan Lane. It is understood that a third person was injured in the shooting. Among the dead are the alleged Don for the community and his brother. The reported Don has been identified as Bomber. His brother is known as Joe. Reports are that the incident took place about 5:30 p.m. yesterday. It is understood that gunmen alighted from a car which drove down on the alleged Don and his brother in the lane and opened fire at them. Devastating to lose Bonnie Diamond in the same week as Tubby Diamond, says Grange. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, says it is devastating to lose two members of the Mighty Diamond in 1 week. Yesterday afternoon, news that Fitzroy Bonnie Simpson, another member of the reggae group, died on Friday morning after a long battle with diabetes. In a release, Green said, "The double loss is really devastating, and that it is hard to believe that two members of the Mighty Diamonds would pass within days of each other. I gave assistance to Bonnie by providing him with a wheelchair and physiotherapy equipment and was constantly in touch with his daughter Renice," her statement continued. "My deepest sympathy goes out to her older daughters, Gillian and Rosemary, and to his sons, Dylan, Omar, and Alan, and of course to the remaining Diamond Lloyd, George Ferguson, who with Tabby and Bonnie formed the Mighty Diamonds. I extend sympathy also to his friends and associates to the music fraternity. Rest in peace, Mighty Diamond, Fitzroy Bonnie Simpson, and may light perpetually shine on you," it ended. Fitzroy Bonnie Simpson's death follows the murder of the leader of the group, Donald Tabby Shaw, who was killed on Monday, March 28, in a drive-by shooting at McKinley Crescent in the Olympic Way community of St. Andrew. He was 66 years old. Mom of two toddlers who died in fire gets bail, charged with negligence. The mother of two toddlers who perished in fire in Hayesfield Racecourse on March 24 was on Friday granted bail in the sum of $800,000 when she appeared in the Lioneltown courthouse to answer charges in relation to their death. Mr. Walters, who was taken into custody on Tuesday, is to return to court on June 3rd. Her attorney, Nicole Ferguson, had expressed confidence in his client's innocence. She was brought before the court under the Child Care and Protection Act under Section 9, which in summary states that the Crown is alleging that she, being an adult that had cared for a child, neglected the child and as a result, the caused harm to both children in this instance, he told reporters. When the matter was called up and the allegations were outlined, I made an application for bail and it was successful. I will be very limited with my comments because I know this is a matter that has been in the public eye and with good reason. Because when matters are before the court, you say as little as possible. We are confident that Miss Walters is not guilty of the offences charged. I hasten to say, however, that really, this was a very tragic situation and we don't want to minimize it. I will be representing Miss Walters and at the appropriate time the court will hand out an appropriate ruling. 4-year-old Abigail and 3-year-old sister Kayla Tomlinson burned to death while home alone. Shortly after the fire, their grandfather Colin Walters and his daughter had left to take lunch to the girl's father, who was working at a nearby construction site. Man dies in freak accident. A man died in a freak accident on the Mosquito Cove main road in Hanover on Friday after a truck on which he was traveling overturned and landed on top of him. Eyewitnesses reported that another vehicle was transporting a generator when it broke free and ran across the road. The driver of the truck swung to the side on the road to avoid a collision. However, he lost control of the truck and it landed in a ditch. The sideman, who was traveling in the cabin of the truck, reported the jump from the vehicle which later overturned, crushing him to death. SVG politician on gun charge in trouble over statements posted on Facebook about magistrate. St. Vincent Chief Magistrate Rachel Brown on Thursday recused herself from the trial of a politician accused of possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition after he made allegations against her on Facebook. Brown said Observer Bennett manifested untrue statements made it impossible for her to continue to hear the matter. Attorney at law Grant Connell also dropped Bennett as a client. This means Bennett will be tried by a different magistrate and, if he chooses, be represented by a different lawyer. In Bennett's since deleted Facebook post, he made several allegations against the police and the chief magistrate, which both the chief magistrate and counsel Connell said did not transpire during the trial as Bennett claimed. It is understood that after Bennett's statement came to the attention of the authorities, he was arrested on Wednesday and brought before the Serious Offences Court, where the chief magistrate expressed her strong objection to his statement. However, his law was not present, and the chief magistrate ordered that Bennett and Connell appear before her on Thursday. On Thursday, Brown said that when Bennett appeared before her on Wednesday, she expressed quite clearly to him how I felt. She said she is not one to peruse Facebook or listen to radio programs. So, when this was drawn to me, I was quite taken aback by the content because they were manifestly untrue, Brown said, and it is clear you have had an intention. Well, it worked. She continued, when I took an oath as a judicial officer, I take that seriously when it comes to justice. And putting my character into disrepute, I cannot say enough how I felt by those utterances. Referring to Connell, she said, so I note you would have been here, and I don't know if you heard me telling any police certain things. Having seen that, it would not be in the best interest to continue with this matter. Connell then stood and said that as an officer of the court, he must rise and correct Bennett's statement. The lawyer said that he does not have a Facebook account, but the post was drawn to him by attention, and he spoke to Bennett about it, and he had indicated that he was very sorry for his action. I was present, and as an officer of the court, I would say that the utterances that were made and the inferences that can be drawn from what was said is a variant with the truth, Connell told the court. I think it is misunderstanding given the procedure of the application by the prosecution to treat the witness as hostile, Connell said, referring to one of the statements that Bennett made in his post. To say things that defame a magistrate is wrong, Connell said. I know we have had descending into some lawless society where anything goes, but there is no half true or half wrong. Wrong is wrong, right is right. The lawyer said that the chief magistrate had right to reuse herself. He added that he had spoken to his client beforehand during the trial, and such actions are a striking variant with my advice. Therefore, I have no choice, and I have indicated to him that I will be making an application to be removed from the record so that he can have a fresh start. New magistrate, new prosecutor, new lawyer, so that no inferences can be drawn, no allegations made, Connell stated. I think he has learned his lesson, and I don't think he will make that error again. The chief magistrate noted that Bennett's actions could face criminal sanctions, but Connell said he hoped the book would not be thrown at him. She granted Connell's application to remove from the record as Bennett's lawyer and adjourned and transferred the matter to April 8 before the Mesopotamia Magistrate Court. Your Honor, Mesopo would be, the accused said before being stopped by Connell. The lawyer then spoke in a hushed voice to Bennett, who was still standing in the dock. After their conversation, the accused said, Your Honor, I am sorry for anything I may cause. Me ain't know how to say it, but I am genuinely sorry for anything, you know. I do that might get you upset or the court or the attorney, the prosecutors, the court on the whole, your worship. Thank you, the chief magistrate said. Connell comment that sounds genuine. It doesn't sound as if he's speaking as a politician. In November 2020 general election, Bennett obtained 16 votes in his bid to win the South Leeward seat as an independent candidate in a three-way race. Transport Authority grants license 10-day grace period for prosecution. The Transport Authority has announced that it is granting all licenses with authentic Transport Authority license application receipt a short grace period for prosecution until Monday, April 11, 2022. The Transport Authority says the 2-week window should provide both public passenger vehicles operators and commercial carriers additional time to collect their road license and operate in compliance with the Road Traffic and Transport Act. According to a release, the authority is also granting a 5-day waiver of the late fee for potential applicants who had made payments at any of the authorized payment facilities up to March 31st, 2022. Authorized payment facilities include Bill Express, Paymaster, and National Commercial Bank. Concerned individuals are required to submit their road license application or commercial carriages application no later than Thursday, April 7, 2022, in order to benefit from the waiver. In the meantime, holders of temporary badges who are yet to receive training scores or complete their training program will be granted another 3 months on their badges. During this period, it is anticipated that the Transport Authority will roll out the new PPV training application. Catherine Hall Sports Complex to reopen April 5th. The Catherine Hall Sports Complex in St. James will reopen for the hosting of sports events effective Friday, April 15, following a 2-year hiatus. The complex was being used as a temporary location for the Catherine Hall Health Center, which was closed to facilitate rehabilitation work. The facility also served as a site for coronavirus COVID-19 vaccination blitz. Deputy Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Richard Vernon, made the disclosure at a press conference held at the St. James Municipal Corporation in Montego Bay on Thursday. He stated that the Municipal Corporation will be carrying out all the necessary remedial work to ensure the facility is fit for use, as the St. James Health Department is slated to officially hand over the facility by Sunday, April 3rd. The stadium will be fully event-ready by April 15, 2022. Of course, with that, we're anticipating the return of top-flight football, not just to the parish of St. James, but to the Catherine Hall Stadium, and of course, we will be anticipating the sounds of excitement emanating from the stands, he said. He noted that the necessary arrangements among stakeholders have begun to ensure that our track is back in shape and the Western Relays will be back into its rightful place. He said the works to be undertaken will see the addition of new sporting disciplines being hosted at the venue. We are putting in the necessary work to realize the addition of new events and to ensure that they can be hosted at a world-class level, the Deputy Mayor added. Jamaica reports 29 new COVID-19 cases, 1 death. Jamaica on Thursday reported 29 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the total number of confirmed cases reported on the island to 128,786. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also reported 1 more virus-related death. The death toll since the start of the pandemic now stands at 2,889. Of the newly reported cases, there were 15 females and 14 males, with ages ranging from 1 year to 71 years. The cases were recorded in St. Anne 11, Kingston and St. Andrew 5, St. James 4, St. Mary 3, St. Thomas 2, Clarendon, St. Catherine, Westmoreland, and Hanover 1 each. Meanwhile, the latest death is a 79-year-old male from Westmoreland who died in September 2021. The country also recorded 78 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 81,207. The country positivity rate now stands at 3.8%. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.